This sprint was really about technical feasibility for my project, and so what I did was I first worked with Josh to be able to get the CSS, the complete CSS for an HTML element from a web page, and I used that to get the HTML and CSS for two navigation bars to use as a demo, one from BuzzFeed and one from Spotify. After doing some background research and reading on code diffs and tree comparisons, I then turned my attention to simplifying HTML just to get rid of a lot of the extra stuff like emptying the classes and IDs, removing hrefs and data attributes that just kind of clutter things when comparing code. So what I have is turning something like this with all the messy data attributes and hrefs that clutter a lot, um, to get something much more simplified, just to denote that certain elements had classes but are now sort of empty. The hrefs and again the some other attributes are all just sort of cleaned out, and then I also use just a really simple JS diff library to compare BuzzFeed and Spotify's navigation bars. This is, again, sort of a line by line comparison, but is just an interesting sort of place to start. And I thought another interesting piece of information to pull out would be what are the tags that both of these have in common? What are the unique tags that only, say, like BuzzFeed uses? Um, BuzzFeed uses, for example, a form, an input, and iframe, whereas Spotify uniquely uses a header, but they have all these other elements in common. And so, again, you can see sort of a side-by-side diff or an inline one. And so that's sort of where I got for this sprint, and the next sprint will be focused on, again, progressively simplifying and comparing HTML and CSS a little bit more accurately.